So stop shortcutting the process. Stop just flicking stuff to people and asking them to do things. Sit down with your staff, give them context, explain to them why the why is important, and your staff will continue to go above and beyond for you and knock your projects out of the park for you. All right, team, we are live. So I want to talk to you about how to get your team nailing project performance. I've just come off a training session with everyone in my boardroom program, and like admittedly, we were talking about all things project management software, timesheeting software, all those sorts of things in terms of like, everyone was sharing the software that they use, what works, what doesn't, the types of tools that they use to actually ensure amazing project performance within their companies. But the overarching teaching or training concept that I want to bring to you all today is like, you can have the best project management software or the best project management system in the world. You can have all the systems and processes that you want. And don't get me wrong, I talk to my clients all the time about having good systems and processes, build your business playbook, and make sure you are really clear on how you want things to run in each of the different areas in your business. But if you don't have buy-in from your staff, like if your staff aren't clear on what they need to do or why what they're doing on a project is important and how it feeds into the broader or more overall concept within the overall picture of the project or the overall picture with your client, they're not going to go above and beyond. They're just going to turn up and do their job because they don't have context. So I use this example all the time with my coaching clients when I'm teaching them this, which is, you could ask a graduate engineer or you could ask any kind of engineer, hey, can you please go to site and check the Rio cover on that slab that they're pouring tomorrow? That's it. And so off your engineer goes to site, checks the Rio cover or the depth or what have you, comes back to the office, yep, all good. The problem with that is they've got no context as to what happens if they get that wrong, and no context as to what happens if, or how that fits into the broader picture or the broader piece of the puzzle with that particular project. So like, they're going to go to site, blinkers on, and do the thing that you've asked them to do. Maybe they'll do it well, maybe they won't. They come back kind of, job done in their eyes. But if you can go, hey, Sally or Brad, can you please go to site tomorrow and check the Rio cover on that slab that they're pouring? And can I just take 5 minutes extra of your time to explain why it's really important in the overall context of this project about why it's important that we get this piece right? Well, if we don't have the correct cover or the reinforcement's not correct, or the Rio's too close to the surface or too close to the bottom, well, then we get oxidization, and then the slab cracks, or if there's not enough reinforcement in there, it's under reinforced, which means it's not going to do its job properly. And then if we miss it at the Rio stage, it means that then they pour concrete, and then it's got to cure for 7 days, and then it's got to go through its strength testing, and then if it doesn't get picked up then because we've missed it, then it's going to go to the next phase and the next phase. And what could potentially happen if we get this one piece wrong all the way back here is that once the project is finished in 6 months time or 12 months time, there's a cracked slab or something fails, and the client's liable. We've got to get them to pull it out, and it's a massive issue. Can you see how giving your staff context as to why things are important means that they're going to have so much more buy-in? So Brad and Sally, when they go to site tomorrow, they're going to, with that context and the why that's so important, they're going to go and damn sure they're going to make sure that that Rio cover is correct. And they know that if it gets wrong, there's all these flow-on implications to the project not running well. So we have to teach our staff to buy into the why, and it's up to us as the business owners and the business leaders to train our staff and to be that beacon of the light to go, can I just take 5 minutes more of your time to explain why this thing that I'm asking you to do fits into the bigger picture? Because when you give them context, they get it. They're going to go above and beyond because they're like, oh my gosh, if I don't get this right, there's a whole flow-on effect of issues here. So I'm going to put the effort and attention and energy into getting my part right because I want to make sure the project turns out really, really well. It's no different to any aspect of good project management. You know, like coming back to the story I told at the start, like you can have all the best systems and processes and checklists in the world, but if your staff don't understand why filling out that checklist or why doing step 4 is important, they're not going to do it. They're just going to skip it because everyone looks for shortcuts and everyone's busy and everyone wants their job to be easier and they want things to be done quicker. So if they don't have context, they're going to skip over things. So I think it's really important to invest in your staff and invest in the team around you and give them context on why what you're asking them to do is so important in the overall context of the project. So that's how you get your teams nailing project performance. It's not to just go, here's a project, Brad or Sally, off you go and do it. It's about, here's a project. This is for a really, really, important client to the business. You talk them through all these things. You say why it's really important for this project to run really well, because if we get this project running well, it's going to lead on to repeat work. And give them context with everything that you ask your team to do. Give them context, and they will go above and beyond every single time because they understand that what they're doing with this tiny little part of the project or tiny little part of the puzzle feeds into the broader picture of your business, of client relationships, the overall project, etc., etc. So stop shortcutting the process. Stop just flicking stuff to people and asking them to do things. Sit down with your staff, give them context, explain to them why the why is important, and your staff will continue to go above and beyond for you and knock your projects out of the park for you. So you don't need fancy project management software. That stuff helps. Get the team piece right, get the context piece right, get the why piece right, and then it flows from there. So that's what I wanted to cover today, team. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Look, if you'd want to keep doing this journey on your own, I have heaps of free resources, the podcast, the YouTube channel, the website, to help you keep building your business on your own. But if you'd like some help, building your business, I'd like to invite you to join our boardroom program. So if you'd like to learn a bit more about our boardroom program, purely for business owners of engineering consultancies, please don't hesitate to reach out. Give me a call on the mobile, send me an email, shoot me a message, and let's have a chat and see if I can help you build your business faster. Have an amazing day.